All right, all right, all right. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Locking the door. Here we go. Hello and welcome to the launch and first ever live stream of Stratford Pirate Transmission. Thank you all for joining us this evening. And for this reading of William Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream. I want to first of all thank all of the artists who have not only given their time, but their hearts and their spirits and creativity to this project. We've spent probably 15 hours putting this together, and this was just the community coming together and wanting to share a story with all of you in these uncertain times. I got to tell you, please hit the subscription button down below and the like button because we will be having more content, more events coming to you from Stratford Pirate Transmissions. Oh my God, I'm so nervous right now. This is going to be so much fun. Thank you all for joining us. This is going to be a play within a play within a play. It's going to be a lot of fun. Okay. Got a wonderfully talented group of actors that are here with us tonight. Some of who I have worked with before, and some that I haven't. And this first guy that I am going to introduce, I had the pleasure of first meeting at the NAC in Ottawa when we were part of the English Theatre Acting Company, and funny enough, did a Shakespeare play together, and that was Romeo and Juliet. He played Lord Capulet, and I played Mercutio. No scenes together in that one, unfortunately. Always loved his work, and he's a wonderful man and a wonderful collaborator and a very, very talented artist. Please welcome the one, and he will be reading the part of Bottom the Weaver. I'll be reading the part of Theseus and Oberon, but please help me welcome the one, the only, Michael Spencer Davis. Michael, are you there?
Yes, I am. Thank you very much, Michael.
All right, we got one person up. Here we go. All right, this is a good start.
And I hope I'm not freezing right now. Thanks so much for inviting me to do this, Michael. This is going to be a blast. It's been so much fun. And hello to everybody out there in Vacuum Land. I'm so glad you could join us. And I think I'll just get on with the introduction. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce our Hermia for this evening. And it's Canada's own Alexandra Lainfiesta.
Hey.
Hi, Michael. Thank you so much for the introduction. I want to give a big thank you and shout out to everybody who put this together, and a big hello to my family in Guatemala who's actually tuning in. And some of them for the first time ever seeing Shakespeare. So here we go.
Awesome.
I'd love to introduce the wonderful actor and a very special mentor of mine, Irene Poole, who will be playing Hippolyta and Titania. Irene, are you there?
I'm right here. Hi, coming to you from the comfort of my basement. It was so nice to see all your faces. Thanks, Ali, for the introduction. Just, a shout out to family watching from afar. I have a group of family watching all the way in Labrador tonight. Some of my nieces, nephews, sisters, brothers. So welcome, gang. I'm so happy you're here, and so nice to be part of this, Michael. Thanks for, welcome Labrador. Thanks for pulling us all together. I'm really looking forward to reading with you guys tonight. It's been nice to have something to come to the basement and work on over these last couple of really weird world upside down weeks. So it's nice to be with you all. I would like to now bring into the fold the one, the only, the incomparable André Morin, and he's going to be playing Peter Quince tonight and some fairies or others. Hi, André. You there?
Hello, Irene. Thank you very much.
Hi.
You're very much too kind. I really want to hop on what Irene just said, because absolutely having something to do right now has been an absolute thrill. And I also, so I want to thank Michael for putting it together, Hilary for putting it together, everyone who's been involved. It's been such a pleasure to be with everyone. I also want to say that there are people who are still working, obviously, and some of them are, healthcare workers. My brother is a nurse, and he's one of them. Just come off of a round of shifts, and he's got 4 days off, so he might be tuning in tonight. Who knows? He might have a better way to spend his time. But like, if he's here, then hello, I love you. And I just want to say that, like, a big thank you from all of us, from all of our hearts, for all of you people who are out there working for us and working so hard and risking a lot to keep us safe. So thank you very much. And I have the pleasure to introduce our next player. He's a good friend of mine. We went to school together and we lived together last year. And I guess if he keeps all the secrets, I'll keep all the secrets. This is Jakob Ehman, and he's playing Demetrius.
Hey, Jakob.
Yeah, I can't guarantee I'll keep all of the secrets, but
Oh God,
most of them. I'm so happy to be here. Really excited to be working with some of the people that were in my cast of the shows this season that is temporarily, hopefully, on hold, and also some artists that I'd never worked with and that I'd always wanted to. So this is a cool way, even though we're not in the same room, to work together. And one of the people that was in my cast in my track this season is playing Helena, and her name is Hilary Mccormick. She was the single most nominated actor in the 2016 My Entertainment World Award nominations. None other than Hilary Mccormick playing Helena.
Golf clap, golf clap.
Okay, that was very kind of you. Hello, everyone. How are you all? I wish I could give everyone a hug.
Hello.
Virtual hug. And whoever's watching, virtual hug. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you, Michael, for inviting me. And yeah, I'm just happy to be here. And whatever this weird kind of over the camera acting is, I'm here for it. So I have the pleasure of introducing a gentleman that I met last season at the Stratford Festival, and his name is Danny Ghantous.
Hello.
Hey.
Well, thanks for the warm introduction, Hilary.
Yeah, no, hey, buddy.
Thanks, Michael, for having me and giving me the opportunity to play with a bunch of fantastic actors. And without further ado, I'm going to introduce the infamous E.B. Smith, who'll be playing Aegeus.
Infamous.
Oh my. Thank you, Danny. It's nice to work with you finally.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody. I'm really excited to be here. It's been a fantastic few weeks so far, and I hope you enjoy what we do tonight. It's my job to introduce someone who really needs no introduction, Mr. Josue Laboucane, who's playing almost all the mechanicals by himself. It's extraordinary.
Well, yeah, I do need a bit of an introduction. Thank you so much. And so I'll do it. Like, these guys is what I've been doing in quarantine, thanks to Michael getting me involved in this. It's been so fun, and I've been losing my mind, but putting it to good use. Hi, Mom. I hope you're not hurting your eyes on your iPhone. This has been really fun, you guys, and it's so great to play across, our living rooms virtually. This is awesome. I'd like to introduce right now someone who was to be our Hamlet at the Stratford Festival this year, but sadly that's not happening at the moment, but I can't wait to see her Hamlet in the future. It's going to be wonderful. Amaka Umeh is playing Philostrate and Puck. Hello, Amaka.
Hey.
Hello, Josue. Hi, everybody.
How you doing?
Thank you so much. I'm fine. I'm doing really well. Thank you. Like everyone has said, it's been wonderful to have this opportunity to focus our energies on something lighthearted and uplifting. And I'm really glad that we get this opportunity to share with you. Hello, friends and family and strangers and those essential workers out there. And all the essential beings on Earth. Before we finish with the introductions tonight, I would like to take a moment to deliver a land acknowledgement. Thanks to our creator for this special opportunity again to gather here and share this story on this land that has been the site of human activity, diverse life energy, and of course, storytelling for thousands of years. I especially wish to acknowledge the Anishinaabe, the Haudenosaunee, the Wendat, and the many other nations recorded and unrecorded for their careful stewardship of this amazing gift. It is such a privilege for all of us to call this native land our home, as our global community takes vows of solitude to protect all of us from this novel coronavirus. Now, Ontario, where us pirates are physically located and isolating, is covered by 46 treaties, agreements, and purchases that were negotiated between Indigenous leaders and agencies of the British Crown between 1781 and 1930. And those of us who are present here now have inherited those promises. Yay! So it is part of our history. We now have the duty to take on that responsibility of care, acting as guardians and sharing this gift with each other and caring for it for inhabitants still to come. So it's important at this time to remember that there have been some long neglected efforts to provide many Indigenous communities with healthcare and basic welfare, and it puts their lives at even greater risk in this moment. It also pains me to note that construction on that pipeline in Wet'suwet'en territory, that unceded land, continues even with this crisis putting so much of our economy on hold. So this is a powerful time to reflect on our behaviors as treaty partners as we proceed to heal from this global crisis. I believe we have entered into a monumental shift in our collective consciousness, and I would like to urge us to remind our leaders to continue to do their part in upholding those promises made by the predecessors. We should forego violence in favor of peace, to share this land, care for our Earth Mother and all her creatures. We humans are a part of this ecosystem. We are not masters or owners of it. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks, Amaka.
It is my pleasure now to introduce another important member of our Stratford Pirate transmission ecosystem, our tireless production coordinator. Welcome, Hilary Nichol!
Hi, everybody. Thank you, Amaka. I want to thank everyone at home for turning in to watch tonight. This project has been a blessing over these past couple of weeks. It's such a privilege that Michael asked me to be involved, and I'm happy to have a chance tonight to share what we created with all of you. Like André, I have some family in the healthcare system, and I just wanted to give a shout out to my stepsister Jessica and my stepbrother Daniel, who are both working in hospitals. Thank you for all their work and their colleagues' work. I know everyone in this project is really thinking a lot about those people right now on the front lines. And sorry, I'm shaking. I'm not a public speaker.
Doing great.
You're doing great. Perfect.
Now, I'd like to introduce a person who enthusiastically jumped on board to lend his incredible talents to this project. You can see him later this month at the NAC with Canada Performs on April 16th. He is our sound designer and composer, the scintillating Adam Campbell.
Yeah, Adam.
Hey, how's it going?
There he is. Yeah. What's up, buddy?
I am so excited for this. As Hilary mentioned, I very enthusiastically said yes. And when Michael asked me to be a part of this, I had no idea how it was going to turn out, but I knew I wanted to be a part of it. And getting to work with these amazing it's incredible to see what you all do with this strange medium. It's like watching 11 actors or watching 11 children in a playground explore and learn how to play and everything. And it's been amazing. This whole thing is all about first. It's my first time working with all of you, I think. It's my first time performing a concert alone in my basement. And after this show, it's going to be my first time partaking in a webcast cast party. So there you go. I can't wait to get started, and I hope everyone tuning in at home enjoys that same enthusiasm and spirit of play. And this has been a really, really special project to be a part of, and I can't wait to get started.
All right. Let's do
All right.
it.
I think we should all get started. Is everyone ready to do a show?
Yeah,
let's do it.
All right. Everyone sign off. I'm getting so many texts from people that are watching us right now. It's like, ding. My microphone will be off soon. Don't worry, the dings will stop. Okay. Adam, you're good?
Yeah.
To everyone at home and possibly in the next room, we are proud to present to you live from Stratford and Tweed, Ontario, A Midsummer Night's Dream.
Nuptial hour draws on apace. 4 happy days bring in another moon, but oh, methinks how slow this old moon wanes. She lingers my desires like to a stepdame or a dowager long withering out a young man's revenue.
4 days will quickly steep themselves in night. 4 nights will quickly dream away the time, and then the moon, like to a new silver bow new bent in heaven, shall behold the night of our solemnities.
Go, Philostrate, stir up the Athenian youth to merriments, awake the pert and nimble spirit of mirth, turn melancholy forth to funerals. The pale companion is not for our pomp. Hippolyta, I wooed thee with my sword, and won thy love doing thee injuries, but I will wed thee in another key, with pomp, with triumph, and with reveling.
Happy be Theseus, our renowned duke.
Thanks, good Aegeus. What is the news with thee?
Full of vexation come I with complaint against my child, my daughter Hermia. Stand forth, Demetrius. My noble lord, this man hath my consent to marry her. Stand forth, Lysander. And, my gracious duke, this man hath bewitched the bosom of my child. Thou, Lysander, thou hast given her rhymes and interchanged love tokens with my child. Thou hast, by moonlight, at her window sung, with feigning voice, verses of feigning love. With cunning, thou hast filched my daughter's heart, turned her obedience, which is due to me, to stubborn harshness. And, my gracious duke, be it so, she will not here consent to marry with Demetrius. I beg the ancient privilege of Athens. As she is mine, I may dispose of her, which shall be either to this gentleman or to her death, according to our law immediately provided in that case.
What say you, Hermia? Be advised, good maid. To you, your father should be as a god, one that composed your beauties, yea, and to one to whom you are but as a form in wax by him imprinted, and within his power to leave the figure or disfigure it. Demetrius is a worthy gentleman.
So is Lysander.
In himself he is, but in this kind, wanting your father's voice, the other must be held the worthier.
I would my father looked, but with my eyes.
Rather, your eyes must with his judgment look.
I do entreat your grace to pardon me. I know not by what power I am made bold, nor how it may concern my modesty in such a presence here to plead my thoughts. But I beseech your grace that I may know the worst that may befall me in this case if I refuse to wed Demetrius.
Either to die the death, or to abjure forever the society of men. Therefore, fair Hermia, question your desires. Know of your youth. Examine well your blood, whether if you yield not to your father's choice, you can endure the livery of a nun, to live a barren sister all your life, chanting faint hymns to the cold, fruitless moon. Thrice blessed they that master so their blood to undergo such maiden pilgrimage. But earthlier happy is the rose distilled than that which withering on the virgin thorn grows, lives, and dies in single blessedness.
So will I grow, so live, so die, my lord, ere I will yield my virgin patten up unto his lordship, whose unwished yoke my soul consents not to give sovereignty.
Take time to pause. And by the next new moon, the sealing day betwixt my love and me, upon that day, either prepare to die for disobedience to your father's will, or else to wed Demetrius as he would, or on Diana's altar to protest, for austerity and single life.
Relent, sweet Hermia, and Lysander, yield thy crazed title to my certain right.
You have her father's love, Demetrius. Let me have Hermia's. Do you marry him?
Scornful Lysander, true, he hath my love, and what is mine, my love shall render him. As she is mine, and all my right of her, I do estate unto Demetrius.
I am, my lord, as well derived as he, as well possessed. My love is more than his. My fortunes is every way is fairly ranked, if not with vantage as Demetrius, and which is more than all these boasts can be. I am beloved, a beauteous Hermia. Why should I not then prosecute my right? Demetrius, I'll avouch it to his head, made love to Nidar's daughter Helena, and won her soul, and she, sweet lady, dotes, devoutly dotes in idolatry upon this spotted and inconstant man.
I must confess I have heard so much, and with Demetrius thought to have spoke thereof, but being overfull with self-affairs, my mind did lose it. But come, Demetrius, and come, Aegeus, you shall go along with me. I have some private schooling for you both. For you, fair Hermia, look you arm yourself to fit your fancies to your father's will, or else the law of Athens yields you up, which by no means we may extenuate to death or to a vow of single life. Come, my Hippolyta. Demetrius and Aegeus, go along. I must employ you in some business against our nuptial and confer with you of something nearly that concerns yourselves.
With duty and desire, we follow you.
How now, my love? Why is your cheek so pale? Perchance the roses there do fade so fast.
Like for want of rain, which I could well beteem them from the tempest of my eyes.
Ay me. Oh, for aught that I could ever read, could ever hear by tale or history, course of true love never did run smooth, but it was either different in blood, or
Oh, cross, too high to be enthralled, too low.
Or else misgraft in respective years.
Oh, spite, too old to be engaged too young.
Or else it stood upon the choice of friends.
Oh, hell, to choose love by another's eyes.
Or if there were sympathy in choice, war, death, or sickness did lay siege to it, making it momentary as a sound, swift as any shadow, short as any dream, brief as the lightning in the collied night, that in the spleen unfolds both heaven and earth, and ere a man hath power to say, behold, the jaws of darkness to devour it up. So quick bright things come to confusion.
If then true lovers have been ever crossed, it stands as an edict in destiny. Then let us teach our trial patience, because it is a customary cross, as due to love, as thoughts and dreams and sighs, wishes and tears, poor fancy's followers.
Good persuasion. Therefore hear me, Hermia. I have a widow aunt, a dowager of great revenue, and she hath no child. From Athens is her house remote 7 leagues, and she respects me as her only son. There, gentle Hermia, may I marry thee. And to that place the sharp Athenian law cannot pursue us. If thou lovest me then, steal forth thy father's house tomorrow night, and in the wood, a league without the town where I did meet thee once with Helena, to do observance to a morn of May, there will I stay for thee.
My good Lysander, I swear to thee by Cupid's strongest bow, by his best arrow with the golden head, by the simplicity of Venus' doves, by that which knitteth souls and prospers loves, by all the vows that ever men have broke, in number more than ever women spoke, in that same place thou hast appointed me. Tomorrow, truly, will I meet with thee.
Keep promise, love. Look, there comes Hermia. Helena, rather.
Godspeed! Fair Helena, whither away?
Call you me fair? That fair again unsay. Demetrius loves your fair. Oh, happy fair. Your eyes are lodestars, and your tongue's sweet air, more tunable than lark to shepherd's ear, when wheat is green, when hawthorn buds appear. Sickness is catching. Oh, were favor so. Yours would I catch, fair Hermia, ere I go. My ear should catch your voice, my eye your eye. My tongue should catch your tongue's sweet melody. Were the world mine, Demetrius being baited, the rest I give to be to you translated. Oh, teach me how you look, and with what art you sway the motion of Demetrius' heart.
I frown upon him, yet he loves me still.
That your frowns would teach my smiles such skill.
I give him curses, yet he gives me love.
Oh, that my prayers could such affection move.
The more I hate, the more he follows me.
The more I love, the more he hateth me.
This folly, Helena, is no fault of mine.
None, but your beauty, would that fault were mine.
Take comfort. He no more shall see my face. Lysander and myself will fly this place. Before the time I did Lysander see, seemed Athens as a paradise to me. Oh, then what graces in my love do dwell, that he hath turned a heaven unto a hell.
Helen, to you our minds we will unfold. Tomorrow night, when Phoebe doth behold her silver visage of the watery glass, decking with liquid pearl the bladed grass, a time that lovers' flights doth still conceal, through Athens' gate have we devised to steal.
And in the wood, where often you and I upon faint primrose beds were wont to lie, emptying our bosoms of their counsel sweet, there my Lysander and myself shall meet, and thence from Athens turn away our eyes, to seek new friends and stranger companies. Farewell, sweet playfellow. Pray thou for us, and good luck grant thee thy Demetrius. Keep word, Lysander, we must starve our sight from lovers' food till morrow deep midnight.
I will, my Hermia. Helena, adieu. As you on him, Demetrius dote on you.
How happy some or other some can be. Through Athens I am thought as fair as she. But what of that? Demetrius thinks not so. He will not know what all but he do know. And as he errs, doting on Hermia's eyes, so I, admiring of his qualities. Things base and vile, folding no quantity, love can transpose to form and dignity. Love looks not with the eyes, but with the mind. And therefore is winged Cupid painted blind, nor hath love's mind of any judgment taste. Wings and no eyes figure unheedy haste. And therefore is love said to be a child, because in choice he is so oft beguiled as waggish boys in game themselves forswear. So the boy love is perjured everywhere. For ere Demetrius looked on Hermia's eyne, he hailed down oaths that he was only mine. And when this hail some heat from Hermia felt, so he dissolved, and showers of oaths did melt. I will go tell him of fair Hermia's flight, and then will he to the woods tomorrow night, pursue her, and for this intelligence, if I have thanks, it is a dear expense, but herein mean I to enrich my pain, to have his sight thither and back again.
There's the video. The video. I have to have there's a different button. Oh! Hey! Is all our company here?
You were best to call them generally man by man according to the script.
Well, here is the scroll of every man's name, which is thought fit through all Athens to play in our interlude before the Duke and Duchess on his wedding day at night.
First, good Peter Quince, say what the play treats on, then read the names of the actors. actors and so grow to a point.
Mary, our play is the most lamentable comedy and most cruel death of Pyramus and Thisbe.
Oh, a very good piece of work, I assure you. And Mary, and now, good Peter Quince, call forth your actors by the scroll.
Well, answer as I call you. Now, Nick Bottom, the Weaver.
Name what part I am for and proceed.
You, Nick Bottom, are set down for Pyramus.
Yes, yes, yes. What is Pyramus? A lover or a tyrant?
Oh, a lover that kills himself, most gallant for love.
That will take some tears in the true performing of it. If I do it, let the audience look to their eyes. I will move storms. I will condole in some measure. Well, to the rest. Yet my chief humor is for a tyrant. I could play Ercles rarely, or a part to tear a cat in, to make all split. The raging rocks and shivering shocks shall break the locks of prison gates. Amphibious car shall shine from far and make and mar the foolish fates. This was lofty. Now, name the rest of the players.
Oh, Francis Flute, the bellows mender.
Here, Peter Quince.
Oh, Flute, you must take Thisbe on you.
Ooh, what is Thisbe? A wandering knight?
It is the lady that Pyramus must love.
Nay, Faith, let me not play a woman. I have a beard coming.
Oh, that's all one. You shall play it in a mask, and you may speak as small as you will.
And I may hide my face. Let me play Thisbe too. I'll speak it in a monstrous little voice. Thisbe. Oh, Pyramus, my lover dear. Oh, my Thisbe dear and lady dear.
No. You must play Pyramus, and Flute, you Thisbe.
Well, proceed.
Tom Snout, the tinker.
Here, Peter Quince.
You, Pyramus's father. Myself, Thisbe's father. Snug the joiner. Yeah. You, the lion's part. And I hope here is a play fitted.
Have you the lion's part written? Pray you, if it be, give it me, for I am slow of study.
You may do it extempore, for it is nothing but roaring.
Let me play the lion too. I will roar that I will do any man's heart good to hear me. I will roar that I will make the Duke say, let him roar again. Let him roar again.
And you should do it too terribly. You would fright the Duchess and the ladies, that they would shriek, and that were enough to hang us all.
Aye, that would hang us all.
Every mother's son.
I grant you, friends, if you should fright the ladies out of their wits, they would have no more discretion but to hang us. But I will aggravate my voice so that I will roar you as gently as any sucking dove. I will roar you, and 'twere any nightingale.
You can play no part but Pyramus. For Pyramus is a sweet-faced man, a proper man, as one shall see in a summer's day, a most lovely, gentleman-like man. Therefore, you must needs play Pyramus.
Well, I will undertake it.
Right. Well, masters, here are your parts. And I am to entreat you, request you, and desire you to con them by tomorrow night, and meet me in the Palaced Wood, a mile out the town, by moonlight. Now there will we rehearse, for if we meet in the city, we shall be dogged with company and our devices known. In the meantime, I will draw a bill of properties such as our play wants. I pray you, fail me not.
We will meet, and there we may rehearse most obscenely and courageously. Take pains, be perfect. Adieu.
At the Duke's Oak, we meet.
Enough! Hold or cut bowstrings.
Well, how now, spirit? Whither wander you?
over hill, over dale, through brush, through briar, over park, over pale, through flood, through fire. I do wander everywhere, swifter than the moon's sphere, and I serve the fairy queen to dew her orbs upon the green. The cowslips tall her pensioners be, in their gold coats spots, you see, those be rubies, fairy favors. In those freckles live their sabers. Now I must go and seek some dewdrops here, and hang a pearl in every cowslip's ear. So farewell, thou lob of spirits, I'll be gone. Our queen and all our elves come here anon.
The king doth keep his revels here tonight. Take heed, the queen come not within his sight. For Oberon is passing fell and wrath, because that she as her attendant hath a lovely boy, stolen from an Indian king. She never had so sweet a changeling, and jealous Oberon would have the child, knight of his train, to trace the forests wild. But she perforce withholds the loved boy, crowns him with flowers, and makes him all her joy. And now they never meet in grove or green, by fountain clear or spangled starlight sheen, but they do square that all their elves for fear creep into acorn cups and hide them there.
Either I mistake your shape and making quite, or else you are that shrewd and knavish sprite called Robin Goodfellow. Are not you he that frights the maidens of the villagery, skim milk, and sometimes labor in the quern, and bootless make the breathless housewife churn, and sometimes make the drink to bear no barm, mislead night wanderers, laughing at their harm? Those that hobgoblin call you, and sweet Puck, you do their work, and they shall have good luck. Are not you he?
Thou speak'st aright. I am that merry wanderer of the night. I jest to Oberon and make him smile, when I a fat and bean-fed horse beguile, neighing in likeness of a fairy foal. And sometime lurk I in a gossip's bowl, in the very likeness of a roasted crab. And when she drinks, against her lips I bob, and on her withered dewlap pour the ale. Or the wisest aunt, telling the saddest tale, sometime for 3-foot stool mistaketh me. Then slip I from her bum, down topples she, and Taylor cries and falls into a cough. And then the whole choir hold their hips and laugh, and waxen in their mirth, and knees, and swear a merrier hour was never wasted there. But room, fairy, here comes Oberon.
And here my mistress, would that he were gone.
Ill met by moonlight, proud Titania.
What? Jealous Oberon? Very skiphence. I have forsworn his bed and company.
Tarry, rash wanton. Am not I thy lord?
Then I must be thy lady. But I know when thou hast stolen away from fairyland, and in the shape of Corin sat all day playing on pipes of corn and versing love to amorous Phillida? Why art thou here? Come from the furthest step of India, but that forsooth the bouncing Amazon, your buskins mistress and your warrior love to Theseus must be wedded, and you come to give their bed joy and prosperity?
How canst thou thus? For shame, Titania, glance at my credit with Hippolyta, knowing I know thy love to Theseus. Huh? Didst thou not lead him through the glimmering night from Perigonia, whom he ravished, and make him with fair Agles break his faith with Ariadne and Antiope?
These are the forgeries of jealousy. And never, since the middle summer spring, met we on hill, in dale, forest, or mead, by paved fountain, or by rushy brook, or in the beached margent of the sea. to dance our ringlets to the whistling wind, but with thy brawls thou hast disturbed our sport. Therefore the winds, piping to us in vain, as in revenge have sucked up from the sea contagious fogs, which falling in the land have made every pelting river so proud that they have overborne their continents. The ox hath therefore stretched his yoke in vain, the ploughman lost his sweat, and the green corn hath rotted ere his youth did attain a beard. The fold stands empty in the drowned field, and crows are fatted with the myriad flock. The human mortals want their winter here. No night is now with him, nor carol blessed. Therefore the moon, the governess of floods, pale in her anger, washes all the air that rheumatic diseases do abound, and through this distemperature we see the seasons alter. The spring, the summer, the childing autumn, the angry winter change their wonted livery, and the mazed world by their increase now knows not which is which. And this same progeny of evils comes from our debate, from our dissension. We are their parents and original.
Do you amend it then? It lies in you. But why should Titania cross her Oberon? I do but beg a little changeling boy to be my henchman.
Set your heart at rest. The fairyland buys not the child of me. His mother was a votress of my order, and in the spiced Indian air by night, full often has she gossiped by my side, and sat with me on Neptune's yellow sands, marking the embarked traders on the flood, when we have laughed to see the sails conceive and grow big-bellied with the wanton wind, which she, her womb then rich with my young squire, would imitate and sail upon the land. But she, being mortal, of that boy did die. And for her sake do I rear up her boy. And for her sake, I will not part with him.
How long within this wood intend you stay?
Perchance till after Theseus' wedding day. If you will patiently dance in our rounds and see our moonlight revels, go with us. If not, shun me, and I'll spare your haunts.
Give me that boy, and I will go with thee.
Not for thy fairy kingdom. Fairies, away. We shall chide downright if I longer stay.
Well, go thy way. Thou shalt not from this grove till I torment thee for this injury. My gentle Puck, come hither. Thou rememberest, since once I sat upon a promontory and heard a mermaid on a dolphin's back uttering such dulcet and harmonious breath that the rude sea grew civil at her song, and certain stars shot madly from their spheres to hear the sea maid's music.
I remember.
Yeah, that very time I saw, but thou couldst not, flying between the cold moon and the earth, Cupid, all armed. A certain aim he took at a fair vestal throned by the west, and loosed his love shaft smartly from his bow, as it should pierce 100,000 hearts. But I might see young Cupid's fiery shaft quenched in the chaste beams of the watery moon. And the imperial votress pass it on, in maiden meditation, fancy free. Yet marked I where the bolt of Cupid fell. It fell upon a little western flower, before milk white, now purple with love's wound, and maidens call it love in idleness. Fetch me that flower, the herb I showed thee once. The juice of it, on sleeping eyelids laid, will make or man or woman madly dote upon the next
live creature it sees, fetch me this herb, and be thou here again, ere the Leviathan can swim a league.
I'll put a girdle round about the earth in 40 minutes.
Having once this juice, I'll watch Titania when she is asleep and drop the liquor of it in her eyes. The next thing then she waking looks upon, be it on lion, bear, or wolf, or bull, on meddling monkey, or on busy ape, she shall pursue it with the soul of love. And ere I take this charm from off her sight, as I can take it with another herb, I'll make her render up her page to me. But who comes here? I am invisible, and I will overhear their conference.
I love thee not, therefore pursue me not. Where is Lysander and fair Hermia? The one I'll slay, the other slayeth me. Thou toldst me they were stolen unto this wood, and here I am, and wood within this wood, because I cannot meet my Hermia. Hence, get thee gone, and follow me no more.
Draw me, you hard-hearted adamant. But yet you draw not iron, for my heart is true as steel. Leave you your power to draw, and I shall have no power to follow you.
Do I entice you? No, do I speak you fair? Or rather, do I not, in plainest truth, tell you, I do not, nor I cannot love you?
For that do I love you the more. I am your spaniel, and Demetrius. The more you beat me, I will fawn on you. Use me but as your spaniel. Spurn me, strike me, neglect me, lose me. Only give me leave, unworthy as I am, to follow you. What worser place can I beg in your love, and yet a place of high respect with me, than to be used as you use your dog?
Tempt not too much the hatred of my spirit, for I am sick when I do look on thee.
And I am sick when I look not on you.
You do impede your modesty too much to leave the city and commit yourself into the hands of one that loves you not, to trust the opportunity of night and the ill counsel of a desert place with the rich worth of your virginity.
For virtue is my privilege, for that it is not night when I do see your face. Therefore, I think I am not in the night, nor doth this wood lack worlds of company. For you and my respect are all the world. Then how can it be said that I am alone when all the world is here to look on me?
Okay, I'll run from thee and hide me in the brakes and leave thee to the mercy of wild beasts.
The wildest hath not such a heart as you. Run when you will, the story shall be changed. Apollo flies and Daphne holds the chase. The dove pursues the griffin. The mild hind makes speed to catch the tiger, bootless speed, when cowardice pursues and valor flies.
I will not stay thy questions. Let me go. Or, if thou will follow me, do not believe, but I shall do thee mischief in the wood.
Aye, in the temple, in the town, in the field, you do me mischief. Fine, Demetrius, your wrongs do set a scandal on my sex. We cannot fight for love as men may do. We should be wooed, and we're not made to woo. I'll follow thee and make a heaven of hell to die upon the hand I love so well.
Fare thee well, nymph. Ere he do leave this grove, thou shalt fly him, and he shall seek thy love. Hast thou the flower there? Welcome, wanderer.
Aye, there it is.
I pray thee, give it me. I know a bank where the wild thyme blows, where oxlips and the nodding violet grows, quite over-canopied with luscious woodbine, with sweet musk roses and with eglantine. And there sleeps Titania some time of the night, lulled in these flowers with dances and delight. And there the snake throws her enameled skin, weed wide to not wrap a fairy in. With the juice of this, I'll streak her eyes and make her full of hateful fantasies. Take thou some of it, huh? Yes, and seek through this grove. A sweet Athenian lady is in love with a disdainful youth. Now, anoint his eyes, but do it when the next thing he espies may be the lady. Thou shalt know the man by the Athenian garments he hath on. Affect it with some care, that he may prove more fond on her than she upon her love. And look thou meet me ere the first cock crow.
Fear not, my lord, your servant shall do so.
Come, now a roundel and a fairy song. Then for the third part of a minute hence, and keep back the clamorous owl that nightly hoots and wonders at our quaint spirits. Sing me now asleep, then to your offices and let me rest.
You spotted snakes with double tongue, thorny hedgehogs be not seen, newts and blind worms do no wrong. Come not near our fairy queen, Philomel with melody, singing our sweet lullaby, la 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 lullaby, la 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 lullaby. Never harm nor spell nor charm, come our lovely lady nigh, so good night with lullaby. Weaving spiders come not here, hence you long-legged spinners, hence beetles black approach not near, worm nor snail do no offense. Philomel with melody, singing our sweet lullaby, la 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 lullaby, la 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 lullaby, la 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 lullaby, la 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 lullaby. Hence away, now all is well. One aloof stand sentinel.
What thou seest when thou dost wake, do it for thy true love take. Love and languish for his sake. Be it ounce or cat or bear, pard or boar with bristled air, in thy eye that shall appear when thou wakest, it is thy dear. Wake when some vile thing is near.
My love, you faint with wandering in the wood, and to speak truth, I forgot our way. We'll rest us, Hermia, if you think it good, and tarry for the comfort of the day.
It's so, Lysander. Find you out a bed, for I upon this bank will rest my head.
One turf shall serve as pillow for us both. One heart, one bed, two bosoms, one troth.
Nay, good Lysander, for my sake, my dear, lie further off yet. Do not lie so near.
Take the sense, sweet, of my innocence. Love takes the meaning in love's conference. I mean that my heart unto yours is knit, so that but one heart we can make of it. Two bosoms interchained with an oath, so then two bosoms and a single troth. And by your side no bedroom me deny, for lying so, Hermia, I do not lie.
Lysander riddles very prettily. Now, Much beshrew my manners and my pride if Hermia meant to say Lysander lied. But, gentle friend, for love and courtesy lie further off. In human modesty, such separation, as may well be said, becomes a virtuous bachelor and a maid. So far, be distant, and good night, sweet friend. Thy love ne'er alter till thy sweet life end.
Amen. Amen to that fair prayer, say I, and then end life when I end loyalty. Here is my bed. Sleep, give thee all his rest.
Ah, with half that wish the wisher's eyes be pressed.
Through the forest have I gone, but Athenian found I none, upon whose eyes I might approve this flower's force in stirring love. Night and silence. Who is here? Weeds of Athens he doth wear. This is he, my master said, despised the Athenian maid. Oh, and the maiden sleeping sound on the dank and dirty ground. Pretty soul, she durst not lie near this lack love, this kill courtesy. Churl, upon thy eyes I throw all the power this charm doth owe. When thou wakest, let love forbid sleep his seat on thy eyelid. So awake when I am gone, for I must now to Oberon.
Stay, though thou kill me, sweet Demetrius.
I charge thee, hence, and do not haunt me thus.
Oh, wilt thou, darkling, leave me? Do not so.
Stay. Stay. On thy peril, I alone will go.
Oh, I am out of breath in this fond chase. The more my prayer, the lesser is my grace. Happy is Hermia, wheresoever she lies, for she hath blessed and attractive eyes. How came her eyes so bright? Not with salt tears. If so, my eyes are oftener washed than hers. No, I am as ugly as a bear, for beasts that meet me run away for fear. Therefore no marvel, though Demetrius do as a monster fly my presence thus. What wicked and dissembling glass of mine made me compare with Hermia's fiery eyne? But who is here? Lysander, on the ground, dead? Or asleep? I see no blood, no wound. Lysander, if you live, good sir, awake!
And run through fire I will for thy sweet sake. Oh, transparent Helena, nature shows art that through thy bosom makes me see thy heart. Where's Demetrius? Oh, how vile a word is that vile name to perish on my sword.
Do not say so, Lysander, say not so. What, though he love your Hermia? Lord, what though? Yet Hermia still loves you, then be content.
Content with Hermia? No, I do repent the tedious minutes I have with her spent, not Hermia, but Helena I love, who will not change a raven for a dove. The will of man is by his reason swayed, and reason says, you are the worthier maid. Things growing are not ripened to their season, so I, being young till now, right not to reason. And touching now the point of human skill, reason becomes the marshal to thy will, and leads me to your eyes, where I will overlook the love stories written in love's richest book.
Wherefore was I to this keen mockery born?
Huh?
When, at your hands, did I deserve this scorn? It's not enough. Is not enough, young man, that I did never, no, nor never can deserve sweet look from Demetrius I, but you must flout my insufficiency. Good troth, you do me wrong. Good sooth, you do. In such disdainful manner me to woo. But fare you well, perforce, I must confess, I thought you lord of more true gentleness. Oh, that a lady, of one man refused, should therefore of another be abused.
She sees not Hermia. Hermia sleeps out there, and never mayst thou come Lysander near. For as a surfeit of the sweetest things, the deepest loathing to the stomach brings. Or as the heresies that men do leave are hated most, of those they did deceive, thou, my surfeit and my heresy, of all be hated, but the most of me. And all my powers, address your love and might to honor Helen, and to be her knight.
Help me. Lysander, help me. Do thy best to pluck this crawling serpent from my chest. Ay me, for pity, what a dream was here. Lysander, look how I do quake with fear. Oh, methought a serpent to eat my heart away, and you sat smiling at his cruel prey. Lysander? What? Removed? Lysander? Lord? What? Out of hearing? Gone? No sound, no word. Where are you? Speak. And if you hear, speak of all loves. I swoon almost with fear. No, then I well perceive you, all not nigh. Either death or you I'll find immediately.
All right, well, are we all met?
Sorry, I didn't do the, okay. Well, here, Pat, here's a marvelous, convenient place for our rehearsal, huh? This green plot shall be our stage, this hawthorn brake our tiring house, and we will do it in action as we will do it before the Duke.
Peter Quince.
Yes, Bully Bottom, what say you?
There are some things in this comedy of Pyramus and Thisbe that will never please. First, Pyramus must draw a sword to kill himself, which the ladies cannot abide. How answer you that?
I believe we must leave the killing out when all is done.
No, not a whit. I have a device to make all well. Write me a prologue and have the prologue seem to say, we will do no harm with our swords and that Pyramus is not killed indeed. And for the more better assurance, tell them that I, Pyramus, am not Pyramus, but Bottom the Weaver. This will put them out of fear.
Well, we will have such a prologue, and it shall be written in 8 and 6.
No, make it 2 more. Let it be written in 8 and 8.
Will not the ladies be afeard of the lion? Oh, I fear it, I promise you.
Masters, you ought to consider with yourselves to bring in, God shield us, a lion among ladies is a most dreadful thing. And there is not a more fearful wildfowl than your lion living. We ought to look to it.
Therefore, another prologue must tell he is not a lion.
Nay, he must name his name, and half his face must be seen through the lion's neck, and he must speak through, saying thus, or to the same defect, ladies, or fair ladies, I would wish you, or I would request you, or I would entreat you not to fear, not to tremble on my life. If you think I come hither as a lion, 'twere pity of my life. No, I am no such thing. I am a man, as other men are. And there indeed, let him name his name and tell them plainly he is Snug the Joiner.
Well, it shall be so, but there is 2 hard things. That is, to bring moonlight into a chamber. For you know, Pyramus and Thisbe meet by moonlight.
Doth the moon shine that night we play our play?
A calendar. Look in the almanac. Find out moonshine. Find out moonshine.
Yes, it doth shine that night.
Well, then you may leave a casement of the great chamber window where we play open, and the moon may shine in through the casement.
Or else one must come in with a bush of thorns and a lantern and say he comes to disfigure or to present the person of moonshine. Now then, there is another thing. For we must have a wall in the great chamber. For Pyramus and Thisbe, says the story, did talk through the chunk of a wall.
Well, you can never bring in a wall. What say you, Bottom?
Well, some man or other must present wall. And let him have some plaster or some loam or some rough cast about him to signify wall. And let him hold his fingers thus, and through that cranny shall Pyramus and Thisbe whisper.
Well, if that may be, then all is well. Now come, sit down, every mother's son, and rehearse your parts. Pyramus, you begin. When you have spoken your speech, enter into that break, and so everyone according to his cue.
What hempen homespuns have we swaggering here? So near the cradle of the fairy queen. But a play toward. Well, I'll be an auditor. An actor, too, perhaps, if I see cause.
Speak, Pyramus. Thisbe, stand forth.
Thisbe, the flowers of odious savors sweet.
Odors.
Odors, savors sweet. So hath thy breath, my dearest Thisbe dear. But hark, a voice. Stay thou but here a while, and by I will to thee appear.
A stranger Pyramus than e'er played here.
Must I speak now?
Aye, Mary, must you, for you must understand that he goes but to see a noise that he heard, and is to come again.
Most radiant Pyramus, most lily white of hue, of color like the red rose on triumphant briar, most brisky, juvenile, and eke most lovely too, as truest horse that yet would never tire. I'll meet thee, Pyramus, at Ninnies' tomb.
Ninus' tomb, man. Why, you must not speak that yet. That you answer to Pyramus. You speak all your part at once, cues and all. Pyramus, enter! Your cue is past. It is never tire.
Oh, truest horse that yet would never tire.
If I were fair, Thisbe, I were only thine.
Oh, monstrous! Oh, how strange! We are haunted. Pray, masters, fly! Masters, help! Oh, God! What is it?
I'll follow you. I'll lead you about around, through bog, through bush, through brake, through briar. Sometime a horse I'll be, sometime a hound, a hog, a headless bear, sometime a fire, and neigh and bark, and grunt and roar and burn, like horse, hound, hog, bear. Fire every turn.
Why do they run away? This is some knavery of them to make me afeard.
Oh, Bottom, thou art changed. What do I see on thee?
What do you see? You see an ass head of your own, do you? Oh, I see their knavery. This is to make an ass of me, to fright me if they could. Well, I will not stir from this place. Do what they can. I will walk up and down here, and I will sing, that they shall hear I am not afraid. The owl so cock, so black of hue, with orange tawny bill. The throstle with his note so true, the wren with little quill.
What angel wakes me from my flowery bed? I pray thee, gentle mortal, sing again. Mine ear is much enamored of thy note, so is mine eye enthralled to thy shape. and thy fair virtue's force perforce doth move me to say, to swear on the first view, I love you.
Methinks, mistress, you should have little reason for that, and yet, to tell truth, that love and reason keep little company together nowadays.
Thou art as wise as thou art.
Well, not so neither, but if I had wit enough to get out of this wood, I have enough to serve mine own turn.
Out of this wood, do not desire to go. Thou shalt remain here, whether thou wilt or no. I am a spirit of no common rate. The summer still doth tend upon my state, and I do love thee. Therefore go with me. I'll give thee fairies to attend on thee, and they shall fetch thee jewels from the deep, and sing while thou on pressed flowers dost sleep. And I will purge thy mortal grossness so that thou shalt like an airy spirit go. Peace blossom, cobweb, moth, and mustard seed.
And I.
And I. And I.
Where shall we go?
Where shall we go?
Be kind and courteous to this gentleman. Hop in his walks and gambol in his eyes. Feed him with apricots and dewberries, with purple grapes, green figs, and mulberries. The honeybee bag steal from the humble bees, and for night tapers crop their waxen thighs, and light them at the fiery glowworm's eyes, to have my love to bed and to arise. And pluck the wings from painted butterflies, to fan the moonbeams from his sleeping eyes. Oh, nod to him, elves, and do him courtesies.
Hail, mortal!
Hail!
Hail!
I cry your worship's mercy heartily. I beseech your worship's name.
Cobweb.
Oh, well, good, Master Cobweb. I shall desire more acquaintance of you. If I cut my finger, I shall make bold with you. Your name, honest gentleman.
Peace blossom.
Oh, commend me to Mistress Squash, your mother, and to Master Peascod, your father. I shall desire more acquaintance of you too, Master Peascod. Your name, I beseech you, sir. Good Master Mustard Seed, I know your patience well. Your kindred hath made my eye water ere now. I shall desire more acquaintance of you too, good Master Mustard Seed.
Come, wait upon him. Lead him to my bower. The moon, methinks, looks with a watery eye, and when she weeps, weeps every little flower, lamenting some enforced chastity. Tie up my lover's tongue. Bring him silently.
I wonder if Titania be awaked. Then what it was that next came in her eye, which she must dote on in extremity. Here comes my messenger. How now, mad spirit? What night rule now about this haunted grove? Huh?
My mistress with a monster is in love. Near to her close and consecrated bower, while she was in her dull and sleeping hour, a crew of patches, rude mechanicals that work for bread upon Athenian stalls, were met together to rehearse a play intended for great Theseus' nuptial day. The shallowest thick-skin of that barren sort, who Pyramus presented in their sport, forsook his scene and entered in a break, when I did him at this advantage take. and ass his knoll fixed eye upon his head. Anon, his Thisbe must be answered, and forth my mimic comes, when they him spy. As wild geese that the creeping fowler eye sever themselves and madly sweep the sky, so at his sight away his fellows fly. And at our stamp here, o'er and o'er one fall, he murder cries and help from Athens calls. Their sense thus weak, lost with their fears thus strong, made senseless things begin to do them wrong. For briars and thorns at their apparel snatch, some sleeves, some hats, from yielders all things catch. I led them on in this distracted fear, and left sweet Pyramus translated there, when in that moment, so it came to pass, Titania waked and straightway loved an ass.
Oh, it pulls out better than I could devise. But hast thou yet latched the Athenians' eyes with the love juice as I did bid thee do?
I took him sleeping. This is finished too. And the Athenian woman by his side, that when he waked, of force she must be eyed.
Oh, stand close. This is the same Athenian.
This is the woman, but not this the man.
What? Oh, why rebuke you him that loves you so? Lay breath so bitter on your bitter foe.
Now I but chide, but I should use thee worse. For thou, I fear, hast given me cause to curse, if thou hast slain Lysander in his sleep, being o'er shoes in blood, plunge in the deep, and kill me too. The sun was not so true unto the day as he to me. Would he have stolen away from sleeping Hermia? I'll believe as soon this whole earth may be bored, and that the moon may through the center creep, and so displease her brother's noontide with Antipodes. It cannot be, but thou hast murdered him. So should a murderer look, so dead, so grim.
So should the murdered look, and so should I, pierced through the heart with your stern cruelty. Yet you, the murderer, look as bright, as clear as yonder Venus in her glimmering sphere.
What's this to my Lysander? Where is he? Good Demetrius, wilt thou give him me?
I had rather give his carcass to my hounds.
Out, cur! Out, dog! Thou drivest me past the bounds of maiden's patience. Hast thou slain him then? Henceforth be never numbered among men. Oh, once, tell true, even for my sake. Durst thou have looked upon him being awake, and hast thou killed him sleeping? Oh, brave touch! Could not a worm, an adder, do so much? An adder did it, for with doubler tongue than thine, thou serpent, never adder stung.
Honey, you spend your passion on a mispriced mood. I am not guilty of Lysander's blood, nor is he dead, for aught that I can tell.
I pray thee, tell me then that he is well.
And if I could, what should I get there for?
A privilege, never to see me more. And from thy hated presence part I so. See me no more, whether he be dead or not.
There is no following her in this fierce vein. Here, therefore, for a while I will remain, so sorrow's heaviness doth heavier grow, for debt that bankrupt sleep doth sorrow owe, which now in some slight measure it will pay, if for his tender here I make some stay.
What hast thou done? Thou hast mistaken quite, and laid the love juice on some true love sight. Of thy misprision must perforce ensue some true love turned, and not a false turned true.
Then fate o'errules, that one man holding troth, 1,000,000 fail, confounding oath on oath.
About the wood, go swifter than the wind, and Helena of Athens look thou find. Oh, fancy sick is she, and pale of cheer, with sighs of love that cost the fresh blood dear. By some illusion, see thou bring her here. I'll charm his eye against she do appear.
I go. Look how I go. Swifter than arrow from Tartar's bow.
Ah! Flower of this purple dye, hit with Cupid's archery, sink in apple of his eye. When his love he doth espy, let her shine as gloriously as Venus of the sky. When thou wakest, if she be by, beg of her for remedy.
Captain of our fairy band, Helena is here at hand, and the youth mistook by me, pleading for a lover's fee. Shall we their fond pageant see? Lord, what fools these mortals be!
Stand aside. The noise they make will cause Demetrius to awake.
Then will two at once woo one. That must needs be sport alone. And those things do best please me that befall preposterously.
Why should you think that I should woo in scorn? Scorn and derision never come in tears. Look, when I vow, I weep. And vows, so born in their nativity, all truth appears. How can these things in me seem scorn to you, bearing the badge of faith to prove them true?
You advance your cunning more and more. When truth kills truth, oh devilish holy fray, these vows are Hermia's. Will you give her o'er? Weigh oath with oath, and you will nothing weigh. Your vows to her and me put in two scales will even weigh, and both as light as tails.
I had no judgment when to her I swore.
For none. In my mind now you give her o'er.
Demetrius loves her, and he loves not you.
Oh, Helena, goddess, nymph, perfect, divine. To what, my love, shall I compare thine eyne? Crystal is muddy. Oh, how ripe in show thy lips, those kissing cherries tempting grow, that pure, congealed, white, high Taurus snow fanned with the eastern wind turns to a crow when thou holdst up thy hand. Oh, let me kiss this princess of pure white, this seal of bliss.
Oh, spite! Oh, hell! I see. You are all bent to set against me for your merriment. If you were civil and knew courtesy, you would not do me thus much injury. Can you not hate me, as I know you do? But you must join in souls to mock me too. If you were men, as men you are in show, you would not use a gentle lady so, to vow and swear and super praise my parts, when I am sure you hate me with your hearts. You both are rivals and love Hermia, and now both rivals to mock Helena, a trim exploit, a manly enterprise, to conjure tears up in a poor maid's eyes with your derision. None of noble sort would so offend a virgin and extort a poor soul's patience, all to make you sport.
But you are unkind, Demetrius. Be not so, for you love Hermia. This you know I know. And here, with all goodwill, with all my heart, in Hermia's love, I yield you up my part, and yours to Helen to me bequeath, whom I do love and will do till my death.
Who did mockers waste more idle breath?
Demetrius, can you say Lysander keep thy Hermia again, please?
Can't hear you.
Speak.
Thank you,
Pitman!
Demetrius. We've lost your microphone. It's not muted. That's disconnected.
Speak again, man.
Speak. What is he saying?
I don't know, but it's infuriating.
I can't hear you. I can't hear
Stop with this trickery, man!
Let's pick up at Hermia Dark Knight.
Oh,
What? He's gone.
it's gone. But magic is in this forest!
Oh my gosh.
Where are you?
Demetrius!
Come back, you coward.
Come back.
You look ravishing tonight.
Did anyone hear me?
What were you saying?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
I was saying. I was saying.
What were you saying?
I need to play.
Again, man.
What is the page?
39.
Lysander? Keep thy Hermia. I will none. If e'er I loved her, all that love is gone. My heart to her but as guest-wise sojourned, and now to Helen is it home returned, there to remain.
Helen, it is not so.
Disparage not the faith thou dost not know, lest to thy peril thou abide, dear. Look, where thy love comes, yonder is thy dear.
Dark night that from the eye his function takes, the ear more quick of apprehension makes, wherein it doth impair the seeing sense, it pays the hearing double recompense. Thou art not by mine eye, Lysander, found. Mine ear, I think it brought me to thy sound. But why unkindly didst thou leave me so?
Why should he stay whom love doth press to go?
What love could press Lysander from my side?
Lysander's love that would not let him bide. Fair Helena whom morning gilds the night, then all you fiery O's and eyes of light. Why seek'st thou me? Could not this make me thee know the hate I bear thee made me leave thee so?
Ah, you speak not as you think. It cannot be.
Oh, she is one of this confederacy. Now I perceive they have conjoined all three to fashion this false sport in spite of me. Injurious Hermia, most ungrateful maid, have you conspired? Have you, with these, contrived to bait me with this foul derision? Is all this counsels that we two have shared, the sisters' vows, the hours that we have spent when we have chid the hasty-footed time for parting us? Oh, is it all forgot? All school days friendships, childhood innocence? We, Hermia, like two artificial gods, have with our needles both created one flower, both on one sampler, sitting on one cushion, as if our hands, our sides, voices, and minds had been incorporate. So we grow together, like to a double cherry, seeming parted, but yet a union in partition. Two lovely berries molded on one stem. So with two seeming bodies, but one heart, due but to one, and crowned on one crest. And will you rent our ancient love asunder to join with men in scorning your poor friend? It is not friendly. It is not maidenly. Our sex, as well as I, may chide you for it, though I alone do feel the injury.
I am amazed at your passionate words. I scorn you not. It seems that you scorn me.
You not set, Lysander, as in scorn, to follow me and praise my eyes and face.
and made your other love, Demetrius, who even but now did spurn me with his foot, to call me goddess, nymph, divine, and precious, celestial. Wherefore speak he this? To her he hates, and wherefore doth Lysander deny your love, so rich within his soul, and tender me, forsooth, affection, but by your setting on, by your consent, what, though I be not so in grace as you, so hung upon with love, so fortunate, but miserable most to love unloved, this you should pity rather than despise.
I understand not what you mean by this.
I do. Persever, counterfeit sad looks, make mouths upon me when I turn my back, wink each at other, hold the sweet jest up. This sport, well carried, shall be chronicled. If you have any pity, grace, or manners, you would not make me such an argument. But fare you well, 'tis partly my own fault, which death or absence soon shall remedy.
Stay! Gentle Helena, hear my excuse. My love, my life, my soul, fair Helena.
Oh, excellent.
Sweet, do not scorn her so.
If she cannot entreat, I can compel.
Thou canst compel no more than she can entreat. Thy threats have no more strength than her weak prayers. Helen, I love thee. By my life I do. I swear by that which I will lose for thee to prove him false that says I love thee not.
I say I love thee more than he can do.
If thou say, withdraw and prove it too.
Quick, come.
Lysander, where to tense all this? Oh!
Away, you dope!
No. He'll seem to break loose. Take on as you would follow, but yet come not. You are a tame man. Go.
Back off, thou cat, the bird, vile thing, let loose, or I will shake thee from me like a serpent.
Why are you grown so rude? What change is this? Sweet love.
Thy love! Out, you 3-inch fool! Out! Loathed medicine, hated potion, hence.
Do you not jest?
Yeah, sooth, and so do you.
Demetrius, I will keep my word with thee.
I would I had your bond, for I perceive a weak bond holds you. I'll not trust your word.
What should I do? Hurt her? Strike her? Kill her dead? Although I hate her, I'll not harm her thus.
What? Can you do me greater harm than hate? Hate me? Wherefore? Oh me, what news, my love? Am not I Hermia? Are not you Lysander? I am as fair now as I was erewhile. Since night you loved me, yet since night you left me. Why then you left me, oh, the gods forbid, in earnest, shall I say?
Aye, by my life, and never did desire thee to see thee more. Therefore be out of hope, of question, of doubt. Be certain, nothing truer, 'tis no jest, that I do hate thee and love Helena.
You juggler, you canker blossom, you thief of love. What? Have you come by night and stolen my love's heart from him?
Oh, fine, a faith. Have you no modesty, no maiden shame, no touch of bashfulness? What will you tear impatient answers from my gentle tongue? Fine, you counterfeit, you puppet, you...
Puppet? Why so? Aye, that way goes the game. Now I perceive that she hath made compare between our statures. She hath urged her height, and with her personage, her tall personage, her height, forsooth, she hath prevailed with him. And are you grown so high in his esteem because I am so tiny and so low? How low am I, thou painted maple? Speak! How low am I? Am I not yet so low, but that my nails can reach unto thine eyes?
No, you mock me, gentlemen! Let her not hurt me. I was never cursed. I have no gift at all in truishness. I was a right maid for my cowardice. Let her not strike me. You perhaps may think, because she is something lower than myself, that I can match her.
Lower? Hark again!
Hermia, do not be so bitter with me. I evermore did love you, Hermia. did ever keep your counsels, never wronged you, save that, in love unto Demetrius, I told him of your stealth unto this wood. He followed you. For love I followed him, but he hath chid me hence, and threatened me to strike me, spurn me, nay, to kill me too. And now, so you will let me quiet go, to Athens will I bear my folly back and follow you no further. Let me go. You see how simple and how fond I am.
I get you gone. Who is that hinders you?
A foolish heart that I leave here behind.
What, with Lysander?
With Demetrius.
Be not afraid. She shall not harm thee, Helena.
No, sir, she shall not, though you take her part.
Oh, when she is angry, she is keen and shrewd. She was a vixen when she went to school, and though she be but little, she is fierce.
Little, again, nothing but low and little. Why will you suffer her to flout me thus? Oh, let me come to her.
Hey, get you gone, you runt. You minimus of hindering not grass maid, you bead, you acorn.
You are too officious in her behalf that scorns your services. Let her alone. Speak not of Helena. Take not her part, for if thou dost intend never so little show of love to her, thou shalt abide it.
Now she holds me not. Now follow, if thou darest, to try whose right of thine or mine is most in Helena.
Follow. Nay, I'll go with thee, cheek by jowl.
You, mistress, all this coil is long of you. Nay, no. Go not back.
I will not trust you. I nor longer stay in your cursed company. Your hands than mine are quicker for a fray. My legs are longer, though, to run away.
I am amazed and know not what to say.
Oh. This is thy negligence. Still thou mistakest, or else committest thy knaveries willfully.
Believe me, King of Shadows, I mistook. Did not you tell me I should know the man by the Athenian garments he had on? And so far blameless proves my enterprise, that I have anointed an Athenian's eyes. And so far am I glad it so did sort, as this their jangling I esteem a sport.
Thou seest these lovers seek a place to fight. Hie therefore, Robin, overcast the night. The starry welkin cover thou anon, with drooping fog as black as Acheron. And lead these testy rivals so astray as one come not within another's way. Like to Lysander, sometime frame thy tongue, then stir Demetrius up with bitter wrong, and sometime rail thou like Demetrius, and from each other look thou lead them thus, till o'er their brows death counterfeiting sleep, with leaden legs and batty wings doth creep. Then crush this herb into Lysander's eye, whose liquor hath this virtuous property, to take from thence all error with his might, and make his eyeballs roll with wonted sight. When they next wake, all this derision shall seem a dream and fruitless vision, and back to Athens shall the lovers wend, with league whose day till death shall never end. Whiles I in this affair do thee employ, I'll to my queen and beg her Indian boy, and then I will her charmed eye release from monster's view, and all things shall peace.
My fairy lord, this must be done with haste. For night's swift dragons cut the clouds full fast, and yonder shines Aurora's harbinger, at whose approach ghosts wandering here and there troop home to churchyards. Damned spirits all, that in crossways and floods have burial, already to their wormy beds are gone. For fear lest day should look their shames upon, they willfully exile themselves from night, and must for aye consort with black-browed night.
But we are spirits of another sort, I with the morning love, see, have oft made sport, and like a forester, the groves may tread even till the eastern gate, all fiery red, opening on Neptune with fair blessed beams, turns to yellow gold his salt green streams. But notwithstanding, haste, make no delay. We may effect this business yet ere day.
Up and down. I will lead them up and down. I am feared in field and town. Goblin, lead them up and down. Ooh, here comes one.
Art thou proud, Demetrius? Speak thou now!
Here, villain, drawn and ready. Where art thou?
I will be with thee straight!
Follow me then to plainer ground.
Lysander, speak again, thou runaway, thou coward, art thou fled? Speak! In some bush, where dost thou hide thy head?
Thou coward, art thou bragging to the stars, telling the bushes that thou look'st for wars and wilt not come? Come, recreant, come, thou child, I'll whip thee with a rod. He is defiled that draws a sword on thee.
Yea, art thou there?
Follow my voice, we'll try no manhood here.
He goes before me and still dares me on. And when I come where he calls, then he is gone. The villain is much lighter heeled than I. I followed fast, but faster did he fly. That I am fallen in a dark, uneven way, and here will rest me. Come, thou gentle day, for if but once thou show me thy great light, I'll find Demetrius and revenge his spite.
Ho, 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 coward, why comest thou not?
Abide me, if thou darest. For well I wot thou run'st before me, shifting every place, and darest not stand, nor look me in the face. Where art thou now?
Come hither, I am here.
Nay, then thou mockst me. Thou shalt buy this, dear, if ever I thy face by daylight see. Now, go thy way. Faintness constraineth me to measure out my length on this cold bed. By day's approach, look to be visited.
Oh, weary night, oh, long and tedious night, abate thy hour, shine comforts from the east, that I may back to Athens by daylight from these that my poor company detests, and sleep that sometimes shuts up sorrow's eyes. Steal me a while from my own company.
Yet but three, come one more. Two of both kinds make up four. Here she comes, cursed and sad. Oh, Cupid is a knavish lad, thus to make poor females mad.
Never so weary, never so in woe, but dabbled with the dew and torn with briars. I can no further crawl, no further go. My legs can keep no pace with my desires. Here will I rest me till the break of day. Ah, heaven's shield, Lysander, if they mean a fray.
On the ground, sleep sound. I'll apply to your eye, gentle lover, remedy. When thou wakest, thou takest true delight in the sight of thy former lady's eye. And the country proverb known that every man should have his own, in your waking shall be shown. Jack shall have Jill, naught shall go ill. The man shall have his mare again, and all shall be well.
Come, sit thee down upon this flowery bed, while I thy amiable cheeks do coy, and stick musk roses in thy sleek smooth head, and kiss thy fair large ears, my gentle joy.
Where's Peas Blossom?
Ready.
Oh, scratch my head, Peas Blossom. Where's Monsieur Cobweb?
Ready.
Ah, Monsieur Cobweb, good Monsieur. Get you your weapons together and kill me a red-hipped humblebee on the top of a thistle, and bring me the honey bag. Where's Monsieur Mustard Seed?
Ready. What is your will?
Oh, nothing but to help Cavaliere Cobweb to scratch. Oh, I must to the barber, methinks, Monsieur. I am marvelous hairy about the face, and I am such a tender ass. If my hair do but tickle me, oh, I must scratch.
What? Wilt thou hear some music, my sweet love?
Oh, I have a reasonable good ear in music. Let's have the tongs and the bones.
Or say, sweet love, what thou desirest to eat.
Truly, a peck of provender. Well, I could munch your good dry oats. Methinks I have a desire for a bottle of hay. Good hay, sweet hay, hath no fellow.
I have a venturous fairy that shall seek the squirrel's hoard and fetch thee new nuts.
What? I'd rather have a handful or two of dried peas. But I pray you, oh, let none of your people stir me. I have an exposition of sleep come upon me. Oh.
Sleep thou, and I will wind thee in my arms. Fairies, be gone, and be always away. So doth the woodbine the sweet honeysuckle gently entwist. The female ivy so enrings the barky fingers of the elm. Oh, how I love thee. How I dote on thee.
Welcome, good Robin. Ah, seest thou this sweet sight? Oh, a dotage now I begin to pity. For meeting her of late behind the woods, seeking sweet favors for this hateful fool, I did upbraid her and fall out with her. For she, his hairy temples, then had rounded with coronet of fresh and fragrant flowers, and that same dew, which sometime on the buds were wont to swell like round and orient pearls, stood now within the pretty floweret's eyes like tears that did their own disgrace bewail. When I had at my pleasure taunted her, and she in mild terms begged my patience, I then did ask of her a changeling child, which straight she gave me, and her fairy sent to bear him to my bower in fairyland. And now I have the boy. I will undo this hateful imperfection of her eyes. And gentle Puck, Take this transformed scalp from off the head of this Athenian swain, that he awaking when the other do, may all to Athens back again repair, and think no more of this night's accidents, but as a fierce vexation of a dream. But first I must release the fairy queen. Be as thou was wont to be. See as thou was wont to see. Diane's bud or Cupid's flower hath such force and blessed power. Now, my Titania, wake you, my sweet queen.
My Oberon. Visions have I seen. Methought I was enamored of an ass.
Oh, there lies your love.
How came these things to pass? Oh, how mine eyes do loathe his visage now.
Silence a while, huh? Robin, take off his head, Titania. Music call, strike more dead than common sleep of all these five the sense.
Now, when thou wakest, with thine own fool's eyes peep.
Come, my queen, take hands with me, and rock the ground whereon these sleepers be. Now thou and I are new in amity, and will tomorrow midnight solemnly dance in Duke Theseus' house triumphantly, and bless it to all fair prosperity. There shall the pairs of faithful lovers be, wedded with Theseus all in jollity.
Fairy King, attend and mark, I do hear the morning lark.
Then, my queen, in silence sad, trip we after night's shade. We the globe can compass soon, swifter than the wandering moon.
Come, my lord, and in our flight, tell me how it came this night that I sleeping here was found with these mortals on the ground.
Go, one of you, find out the forester, for now our observation is performed. There she is. And since we have the wayward of the day, my love shall hear the music of my hound. Uncouple in the western valley, let them go. Dispatch, I say, and find the forester. We will, fair queen, to the mountain's top and mark the musical confusion of hounds and echo in conjunction. Oh, it's soft. What nymphs are these?
My lord, this is my daughter here asleep. And here Lysander, this Demetrius is, this Helena, old Nader's Helena. I wonder of them being here together.
No doubt they rose up early to observe the rite of May, and hearing our intent, came in grace of our solemnity. But speak, Aegeus, is not this the day that Hermia should give answer of her choice?
It is, my lord.
Go, bid the huntsmen wake them with their horns. Good morrow, friends. Saint Valentine is past. To begin these wood birds, but to couple now.
Pardon, my lord.
But I pray you all stand up and get dressed. I know you two are rival enemies. How comes this gentle concord in the world that hatred is so far from jealousy, to sleep by hate and fear no enmity?
My lord, I shall reply amazedly, half asleep, half waking, but as yet I swear I cannot truly say how I came here, as I think, for truly would I speak, and now do I bethink me, so it is. I came with Hermia hither. Our intent was to be gone from Athens, where we might, without the peril of the Athenian law.
Enough. Enough, my lord, you have enough. I beg the law upon his head. They would have stolen away. They would, Demetrius, thereby to have defeated you and me. You of your wife and me of my consent that she should be your wife.
My lord, fair Helen told me of their stealth, of this their purpose hither to this wood, and I in fury hither followed them, fair Helena, in fancy following me. But, my good lord, I wot not by what power, but by some power it is my love to Hermia melted as the snow. Seems to me now as the remembrance of an idle god, which in my childhood I did dote upon, and all the faith, all the virtue of my heart, the object and pleasure of mine eye, is only Helena. To her, my lord, was I betrothed ere I saw Hermia, but, like in sickness, did I loathe this food, but as in health come to my natural taste, which now I do wish it, love it, long for it, and will forevermore be true to it.
Fair lovers, you are fortunately met. Of this discourse we more will hear anon. Aegeus, I will overbear your will. For in the temple, by and by with us, these couples shall be eternally knit. And for the morning now is something worn, our purpose hunting shall be set aside. Away with us to Athens, 3 and 3. We will hold a feast in great solemnity. Come, Hippolyta.
These things seem small and undistinguishable.
I see these things with parted eye when everything seems double.
So methinks. And I found Demetrius like a jewel, mine own and not mine own.
Are you sure that we are awake? It seems to me that yet we sleep, we dream. Do not you think the Duke was here and bid us follow him?
Yea, and my father.
And he did bid us follow him. But he did bid us follow him to the temple.
Why, then we are awake. Let's follow him. And by the way, let us recount our dreams.
When my cue comes, call me and I will answer. My next is most fair Pyramus. Hey ho, Peter Quince, flute the bellows mender, snug the joint. Odds my life, stolen hence and left me asleep. I have had a most rare vision. I have had a dream. Whew. Past the wit of man to say what dream it was. Man is but an ass if he were to expound on my dream. Methought I was... There is no man can tell what. Methought I had... But man is but a patched fool if he will offer to tell what methought I had. The ear of man hath not seen, the eye of man hath not heard. Man's hand is not able to taste, his tongue to conceive, nor his heart to report what my dream was. I'll get Peter Quince to write a ballad of this dream, and it shall be called Bottom's Dream, for it hath no bottom. And I'll sing it at the latter end of the play before the Duke. Peradventure, to make it the more gracious, I'll sing it at her death.
Have you sent to Bottom's house? Has he come home yet?
He cannot be heard of. Out of doubt, he...
Able to discharge Pyramus, but he...
Masters! The Duke is coming from the temple. There is 2 or 3 ladies and lords more married. If our sport had gone forward, we had all been made men. Oh, sweet bully Bottom. Oh.
Where are these lads? Ha! Where are these hearts?
Bottom? Almost courageous day, almost happy hour.
Masters, I am to discourse wonders, but ask me not what. For if I tell you I am no true Athenian, I'll tell you everything right as it fell out.
Well, let us hear, sweet Bottom.
Oh, not a whit. All that I will tell you is that the Duke hath dined. Get your apparel together. Good ribbons for your beards, new strings for your pumps. Every man look o'er his part. Meet presently at the palace, for the short and the long is, our play is preferred. In any case, let Thisbe have clean linen, and let not him that plays the lion pare his nails, for they shall hang out as the lion's claws. And most dear actors, I pray you, eat no onions nor garlic, for we are to utter sweet breath, and I do not doubt but to hear them say it is a sweet comedy.
Okay, but
no more words. Away. Go away.
Okay.
"'Tis strange, my Theseus, that these lovers speak of."
More strange than true. I never may believe these antique fables nor these fairy toys.
But all the story of the night told over, and all their minds transfigured so together, it grows to something of great constancy, but howsoever strange and admirable.
But here come the lovers, huh? Yes, full of joy and mirth. Joy, gentle friends, joy and fresh days of love accompany your hearts.
More than to us waiting your royal walks, your board, your bed.
Come now, but what masks, what dances shall we have to wear away this long age of 3 hours before our after huh? Where is our usual manager of mirth? What revels are in hand? Is there no play to ease the anguish of a torturing hour? But Philostrate!
Here, mighty Theseus.
Say, what abridgment have you for this evening? What mask? What music? How shall we beguile the lazy time, if not with some delight? Huh?
There is a brief. How many sports are ripe? Make your choice of which you will see first.
Oh, okay. The battle with the centaurs to be sung by an Athenian eunuch to the harp. Well, none of that. That have I told my love and glory of my kinsman Hercules. Huh? Yeah. Riot of the tipsy bacchanals tearing the Thracian singer in their rage. Well, no, that is an old device, and it was played when I from Thebes came last to conquer her. No. The thrice 3 muses mourning for the death of learning, late deceased in beggary. No. That is some satire, keen and critical, not sorting with a nuptial hour. Huh? A tedious brief scene of young Pyramus and his love Thisbe, very tragical mirth. Merry and tragical, tedious and brief. That is hot ice and wondrous strange snow. How shall we find the concord of this discord?
A play there is, my lord, some 10 words long, which is as brief as I have known a play. But by 10 words, my lord, it is too long, which makes it tedious. For in all the play, there is not one word apt, not one player fitted. And tragical, my noble lord, it is, for Pyramus therein doth kill himself, which when I saw rehearsed, I must confess, made mine eyes water, but more merry tears the passion of loud laughter never shed.
What are they that do play it?
hard-handed men that work in Athens here, which never labored in their minds till now, and now have toiled their unbreathed memories with this same play against your nuptial.
We will hear it.
No, my noble lord, it is not for you. I have heard it over, and it is nothing in the world, unless you can find sport in their intents, extremely stretched and conned with cruel pain to do you service.
We will hear that play, for never anything can be amiss when simpleness and duty tender it. Go, bring them in and take your places, ladies.
I love not to see wretchedness or charged.
But, my gentle, sweet, you shall see no such thing.
He says they can do nothing in this kind.
The kind are we to give them thanks for nothing. Our sport shall be to take what they mistake.
So please your grace, the prologue is addressed.
Let him approach.
If we offend, it is with our good will. That you should think we come not to offend, but with good will. To show our simple skill, that is the true beginning of our end. Consider then, we come but in despite. We do not come as minding to content you. Our true intent is all for your delight. We are not here. That you should here repent you, the actors are at hand, and by their show you shall know all that you are like to know.
This fellow does not stand upon points.
Rid his prologue like a rough colt. He knows not the stop.
His speech was like a tangled chain, nothing impaired, but all disordered.
Yes, but who is next?
Gentles, perchance you wonder at this show, but wonder on till truth make all things plain. This man is Pyramus, if you would know. This beauteous lady, Thisbe, is certain. This man, with lime and rough cast, doth present Wall, that vile Wall which did these lovers sunder, and through Wall's chunk, poor souls, they are content to whisper, at the which let no man wonder. This man, with lantern, dog, and bush of thorn, presenteth moonshine. For if you will know, by moonshine did these lovers think no scorn to meet at Ninus' tomb, there to woo. This grisly beast, which Lion hight by name, the trusty Thisbe, coming first by night, did scare away, or rather did affright. And as she fled, her mantle she did fall, which Lion vile, with bloody mouth, did stay. Anon comes Pyramus, sweet youth and tall, and finds his trusty Thisbe's mantle slain, whereat with bloody, blameful blade, he bravely broached his boiling bloody breast, and Thisbe, tarrying in mulberry shade, his dagger drew and died. For all the rest, let lie in moonshine walls, and lovers twain at large discourse. Well, here they do remain.
I wonder if the lion be to speak.
No wonder, my lord. One lion may when many asses do.
In this same interlude it doth befall that I, one Snout by name, present a wall. And such a wall as I would have you think had in it a crannied hole or chunk, through which the lovers Pyramus and Thisbe did whisper, often very secretly.
Well, would you desire lime and hair to speak better?
It is the wittiest partition that ever I heard discourse, my lord.
Pyramus draws near the wall. Silence.
Oh, grim look night. Oh, night with hues so black. Oh, night. Oh, night. Whichever art when day is not. Oh, night. Alack, alack, alack. I fear my Thisbe's promise is forgot. But thou, oh wall, oh sweet and lovely wall that stands between her father's ground and mine. Oh wall, thou wall, oh sweet and lovely wall, show me thy chunk that I may blink through with mine eyne. Thanks, courteous wall. Jove shield thee well for this. But what see I? No Thisbe do I see. Oh, wicked wall, through whom I see no bliss. Cursed be thy stones for thus deceiving me.
Wall, methinks being sensible should curse again.
No, in truth, sir, he should not. Deceiving me is Thisbe's cue. She is to enter now, and I am to spy her through the wall. You shall see. It will fall pat as I told you. Yonder she comes.
Oh, wall, full often hast thou heard my moans for parting my fair Pyramus and me. My cherry lips have often kissed thy stones with lime and hair knit up in thee.
I see a voice. Now will I to the wall to spy, and I can hear my Thisbe's face. Thisbe!
I love thou art! My love, I think!
Oh, kiss me through the hole of this vile wall.
I kiss the wall's hole, not your lips at all.
Wilt thou at Ninny's tomb meet me straightway?
Tide life, tide death, I come without delay.
This is the silliest stuff I've ever heard.
You ladies, you whose gentle hearts do fear the smallest monstrous mouse that creeps on floor, may now, perchance, both quake and tremble here, when lion, rough in wildest rage, doth roar. Then know that I one snug the joiner am. A lion fell, nor else no lion's dam. For if I should, as lion, come in strife into this place, 'twere pity of my life.
A very gentle beast, a good conscience.
The very best at a beast that e'er I saw.
Let us listen to the moon.
This lantern doth the horned moon present.
He should have worn the horns on his head.
This lantern doth the horned moon present. I, the man in the moon, do seem to be.
This is the greatest error of all the rest. The man should be put into the lantern. How else is the man in the moon? Proceed, Moon.
All I have to say is to tell you that this lantern is the moon, I, the man in the moon, this thorn bush, my thorn bush, and this dog, my dog.
But all of these should be in the lantern, for all these are in the moon. But silence. Here comes Thisbe.
This is old Ninny's tomb, but where is my love?
Oh, Lord, lion.
Well run, Thisbe.
Well, Sean, Moon.
Well moused, lion.
Oh, and so the lion vanished.
And then came Pyramus.
Sweet moon, I thank thee for thy sunny beams. I thank thee, moon, for shining now so bright, for by thy gracious golden glittering gleams, I trust to take of truest Thisbe's sight. But stay, oh spite, but mark, poor night, oh, what dreadful dole is here. Oh, eyes, do you see? How can it be? Oh, dainty duck! Oh, dear! Thy mantle good. What? Stained with blood? Oh, ye furies fell. Oh, approach, oh fates, come, come, quail, crush, conclude, and quell.
This passion and the death of a dear friend would go near to make a man look sad.
Beshrew my heart, but I pity the man.
Oh, wherefore, nature, didst thou lion's frame when lion vile have here deflowered my dear, which is, which was the fairest dame that lived, that loved, that liked, that looked with cheer. Oh, come tears, confound, out sword and wound the pap of Pyramus. I, that left pap where heart doth hop, thus die I. Oh, thus. Oh, now am I dead. Now am I fled. My soul is in the sky. Tongue, lose thy light. Moon, take thy flight. Now, die. 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 Die.
How chance moonshine is gone before Thisbe comes back and finds her lover?
She will find him by starlight. Here she comes, and her passion ends the play.
Asleep, my love? What? Dead, my dove? Oh, Pyramus, arise! Speak! Speak! Quite dumb? Dead? Oh, dead! A tomb must cover thy sweet eyes, this cherry nose, these yellow cowslip cheeks are dead. Lovers make moan. His eyes were green as leeks. Oh, sisters three, come to me. With hands as pale as milk, lay them in gore, since you have shore with shears his thread of silk. Tongue, not a word. Come, trusty blade. Oh, come, trusty sword, my breast imbrue. Farewell, friends. Thus Thisbe ends. Adieu. Adieu. Adieu.
But moonshine and lion are left to bury the dead.
Aye, and wall too.
Oh, I assure you the wall is down that parted their fathers. Would it please you to see an epilogue or hear a Bergamasque dance between two of our company?
No epilogue, I pray you, for your play needs no excuse. Never excuse. For when the players are all dead, there needs none to be blamed. Let your epilogue alone. Come on. Well, the iron tongue of midnight hath told 12. Lovers, to bed, 'tis almost fairy time. I fear we shall outsleep the coming morn as much as we this night have overwatched. This palpable gross play hath well beguiled the heavy gate of night. Sweet friends, to bed. A fortnight hold we this solemnity in nightly revels and in new jollity.
Now the hungry lion roars and the wolf behowls the moon, whilst the heavy ploughman snores, all with weary task fordone. And we fairies that do run by the triple Hecate's team, from the presence of the sun, following darkness like a dream, now are frolic. Not a mouse shall disturb this hallowed house. I am sent with broom before to sweep the dust behind the door.
Through the house with gathering light by the dead and drowsy fire. Every elf and fairy sprite hop as light as bird from briar. And this ditty after me, sing and dance it trippingly.
First rehearse your song by rote, to each word a warbling note. Hand in hand with fairy grace, we will sing and bless this place.
Now till the break of day, through this house each fairy stray, to the best bride bed will we, which by us shall blessed be. And the issue there create ever shall be fortunate. So shall all the couples three ever true in loving be.
With this field you consecrate. Every fairy take his gate, and each several chamber bless through this palace with sweet peace. Trip away, make no stay. Meet me all by break of day.
If we shadows have offended, think but this, and all is mended. That you have but slumbered here, while these visions did appear. And this weak and idle theme, no more yielding but a dream. Gentles, do not reprehend. If you pardon, we will mend. And as I am an honest puck, if we have unearned luck, now to scape the serpent's tongue, we will make amends ere long, else the puck a liar call. So good night unto you all. Give me your hands if we be friends, and Robin shall restore amends.
Oh my God. Oh my gosh, thank you all. I'm supposed to make a speech now, aren't I? Hold on. Oh my God, I'm shaking. Thank you to everyone who helped bring this project together, especially the Stratford Festival of Canada, who have so eagerly supported us through all of this and have even helped us and brought on some team members to help us. So thank you very much, Chris Kelly. Thank you, Darren Worswick and Amy White from the Publicity Department. Thank you so much. You all went so far above and beyond to help us play tonight. So thank you.
We'd also like to thank those who generously donated or lent fabric for us to create our magical backgrounds. Heather Diamond, Hilary Pitman, Rod Rychliski, Brian Scott, and Francesca Callow.
Thank you. We all want to also express our deepest gratitude for all the incredible frontline workers right now. We hope this helped to bring a little light and comfort to the end of your week.
And thank you so much for inviting us into your homes this evening. Even though we can't be together in person, it feels so wonderful to share the joy of theater with you again.
Yes, indeed. And we also remember to plank the curve, work very hard at that. So remember, keep washing your hands, stay inside, stay at home, and remember, be nice to each other and keep the faith, and we'll get through this thing.
That's right. I know we're all counting the days when we can all see you again. And I'm just going to make a little challenge to Bart on the beach right now. If they're at all interested in one of these. Let's see what you got. Pick a play that we're doing this season, see what you guys can do. And then we'll post it here on Stratford Pirate Transmissions. Until then, everyone, please stay well, and thank you so much for joining us tonight. This was a lot of fun. See you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye. All the best.
Thank you.
Bye.